One of the things that I hope that you come to learn and understand through engaging in this process for yourself is that you are wholly and fully loved for exactly who you are. Wherever you are right now in this process, in your process, wherever you are in life, you are inherently loved. And if you can believe that, if you can accept it, if you can embody that and embrace that, then that's a good sign that your heart chakra is wide open and it's balanced. Today, we're going to talk about the heart chakra. And I've mentioned this a couple times before, but the heart chakra is the bridge between the upper sort of spiritual chakras, as we might refer to them, and the lower or earthbound chakras. So the heart is really that bridge between creative inspiration, divine loving intelligence, our ability to communicate abstract thoughts, emotions, ideas. It's our ability to download, process, and transmit what comes through in a very spiritual, ethereal, mental, and intellectual sense, and turn that into embodiment, turn that into action. So our heart center is a very important center for that reason. It is also the energy center through which healing energy flows. So direct source, life force energy, soul force energy, prana, chi, all flows from this heart center and through the hands. And that's how we can actually administer some hands-on healing on ourselves and others around us. The heart center is a very important center in that way because it is that bridge between spirit and embodiment and the body. It is where spirit becomes incarnate. So we're going to talk about the heart today. We're talking about balancing the heart. In general, the heart chakra deals with the giving and receiving of love and just kind of giving and receiving in general. So generosity, being on the receiving or the giving end of that, also flows through this center. Health and healing flows through this center. And it makes sense that the heart would pump blood, right? The circulatory system, the respiratory system, the way our lungs and heart work together to distribute oxygen and blood to everything in the body. It makes sense that it would be such a vital energetic source because, again, it's where we actually come alive. And so there's a deep intelligence in this heart center. And we're going to tune into that. When we're working with this heart center, some of the things that often come up in our practice, at least it has for me, and then also when I do intuitive readings for other people, little fly almost got me. One of the things that comes up very often is our inability to receive love. So it's interesting. I started off this little video on purpose by saying that you are wholly and totally loved for who you are, where you are right now in your process, no matter what. And if that kind of like made you crawl in your skin or cringe a little bit, it's an interesting thing to reflect on. It's some interesting information to take note of. If you heard those words and you were like, yeah, thank you, I appreciate that, then it's an indication that your heart center is actually in a pretty good and balanced spot. Because when our heart center is balanced, not only do we give love freely, which a lot of those folks who I come into contact with in my readings very much are in that space. I would imagine you are very much in that space. You probably are a giver. You're probably kind of a natural healer, a counselor, a therapist, an empath, someone who is a listening ear, a good friend, a loyal friend, a dedicated partner, those kinds of things. And there's a good chance you often give and extend yourself more than you actually receive. It's not going to say that everybody's like that. It's just that by and large, anecdotally, as I've discovered in the people that are attracted to my work, that very, very much is the case. So receiving love is just as important as our ability to give and to be love, right? So oftentimes we think about love as like an action, as a verb, as something we do. So we do things that are loving or they're an expression of love. But one of the things that has really come to my awareness in a very deep and profound way is that to be able to receive is another dimension of love that allows us to realize and embody a much more whole and balanced and a much more divine love. So our ability to just kind of be still, to receive the light of the sun, the air that we breathe, to receive words of affirmation or compliments, to receive gifts, to allow someone to support us, to help us out, to give us words of wisdom, to offer a helping hand in a time of need, to offer support. All those, the act of receiving is also a very important dimension of love. So we get into this heart center. When we're coming into balance, one of the things we're going to look at the overactivity and underactivity of this heart center. So there's a good chance a lot of people who are brought to this work probably aren't going to be underactive in the heart center, in the sense that they're afraid to give love. And maybe that's the case, and we'll address that. But when our heart center is underactive, we can be closed down, shut off, unable to express gratitude, unable to express love, unable to express appreciation. And also we might be unable to receive that as well. If it's on the overactive side, now this is an interesting thing, be a lot of heart energy. We might be overgiving. We might be an overshare. We might overcompensate by giving and doing and kind of love bombing others in an attempt to win over approval and to sort of win love back. But that's not a whole and balanced love. The other thing, when this heart center is overactive, we can be really, really, really sensitive. Sometimes we can be quick to anger. We can be really emotional. We can be very sensitive to what is perceived as a slight, or someone not being receptive to our love, or not being accepted. So these are things to just pay attention to, little things. So if I'm talking about these things and you're already some little flags, like red flags, are going off, or some little bells are going off saying, oh, that kind of sounds like me, then just know that working with the center, we can help bring that into balance. And when we bring this heart center into balance, we're able to give and receive love equally. We're also able to draw firm but loving boundaries, so we don't overgive, right? We don't overextend ourselves and kind of diminish our own life force energy. We kind of stay in our power, going back to some of that solar plexus stuff. We're able to kind of stay in our power, be an individual, and draw firm, loving, and energetic and emotional boundaries with people around us, because loving ourselves is an important dimension of this too. That's that part of the receiving that I was talking about earlier. Loving ourselves, self-care, being able to just accept love for being and existing is a part of this work. I feel is where a lot of us have an opportunity to grow deeply, at least the people that are drawn to my work typically. So I'd be curious to kind of see where you land in that. So feel free to share anytime you feel called. So today, let's go ahead and dive into our chakra balancing meditation practice, and you and I are going to walk through a heart chakra balancing meditation right now. Okay, so wherever you are now, get nice and comfortable. Oh, I just remembered something. The heart chakra is reflected in the color green. So I didn't mention that at the top, like I have been talking about all the colors and the wavelength and color of light that is used or is reflected in the heart chakra. It's green, and that's also why when we work with healing energy, sometimes that comes through in the form of green energy and that vibration, because it's connected to the heart center and healing. Okay. Tangent, back on track. Go ahead and get settled, get comfortable, lay down, sit up nice and tall wherever you are. And let's get to work on the heart chakra by just entering into some conscious breathing. And as you feel more and more connected to your breath, we'll go ahead and drop into some rhythmic breathing now. As you begin the rhythmic breathing, you can really focus on your heart center. Draw that breath into the center of your chest, that life-giving force here. As you continue to breathe now, go ahead and start to draw in a vibrant green light into this energy center as you inhale. And as you exhale, just charge up this energy center a little bit more, just to get it going. I'm basically just going to turn our heart light on right now. And once you feel connected to that heart energy, go ahead and drop into a soul force field meditation by dropping your awareness all the way to the base of the spine. So on your next exhale, breathe out, feel that heart energy drop down to the tailbone. Exhale, release. Now go ahead and drop a grounding cord and connect to loving awareness. Enter that soul force field meditation in your own time, in your own way. Welcome in that divine loving awareness of Mother Earth. Creating a safe and sacred space. Welcome in the loving awareness of divine heaven. Go ahead and invite in loving awareness and begin to breathe deep into your heart center. And as you inhale, welcome in that vibrant green light. And as you exhale, feel that heart center begin to spin and swirl and charge up. And just pay attention to what that center feels like as you begin moving energy in this center. Does it feel expansive? Does it feel constricted? And as you charge up this center with a bright and green light, and you exhale, you just release anything that wants to be removed from this energy center that is keeping it from spinning freely and in harmony. Exhale, release that down the grounding cord all the way into the earth to be transmuted and transformed. Just set that intention to bring harmony and balance and healing into your heart center. And continue to breathe. If you can see this center come into balance, see it come into balance. If you can feel it, sense it. Just intuitively feel your heart becoming full of love and compassion, of forgiveness, grace, mercy. And that these energies are directed towards yourself and the world around you. As you feel this great holistic sense of peace and love arise from this center, radiate from the inside out. Go ahead and ask your heart if there's anything that wants to come up to be known for your highest good today. See what comes in. Ask if there's anything that wants to be coming forward for your highest good today, brought to your awareness. Just let that emerge and arise from this center. Give thanks for any information that came through. Once again, call in those qualities of love, peace, compassion, forgiveness, grace, and mercy. Feel that begin to swell in your chest for yourself and the world around you. Every breath, feeling more and more at peace, more and more connected to the loving nature in all things. Once again, we'll set that intention to bring this energy center into harmony and balance as we close down this meditation with 3 energy clearing breaths. Take a big, deep breath in, balancing, harmonizing the heart center. Exhale, release, drawing that peaceful, loving energy into our core, closer and closer to us as we embody and embrace the fullness of our heart. Take a big, deep breath in. Exhale, release. More and more integration, more and more peace, deeply seated in the center of our heart. One more time, big deep breath in. Exhale, release, and just feel that peace move through our body, present in every cell, as we slowly bring our awareness back to the present moment, become reconnected to our sensory body, we give thanks for this opportunity to practice together. We give thanks for any balance and healing, harmonizing that came through in today's session. And most importantly, we give thanks for this opportunity to be alive and breathing. And once you've expressed your gratitude for this experience, go ahead and open your eyes, come back to the present moment. All right, how's that feel? There are flies everywhere. I gotta tell you, meditating in nature with me, having you be here is a good practice, not just for you, but for me as well. I'm dealing with flies and sometimes noises, and sometimes maybe you're hearing some of the noises in this feed, and it could be an airplane going by, it could be other noises, but I think it's a really great practice to get used to those little unsuspecting and spontaneous, we can call them potential disturbances that might come in, because part of our meditation practice is learning to train our focus, right? And we worked a lot on coming back to our breath, coming back to our heartbeat, being anchored, being grounded here in the present. So as we move through these, next time you go through these videos, the next time as you continue on, remember to keep your focus trained. The task at hand, that's part of learning how to keep our cool, stay present, stay grounded, stay in our heart, breathe through it, even when things are coming up that we didn't necessarily expect, whether it's a fly in our ear or a plane going overhead or whatever else is going on. Anyhow, that was a tangent. So how you feeling? Let me know. Reflect in the prompts connected to this video. Jump in the discussion. Let me know what's coming up for you. It was interesting when I asked what wanted to be known now. For me, it was guilt around drawing boundaries. So I'll share it because it might have some relevance to you. If not now, sometime in the near future or sometime on your journey, you might be confronted with a similar thing. But what came up for me was guilt around drawing healthy, energetic, and emotional boundaries. And this is another one that's, I would say, this is a common thing. This is an area of the heart center. Guilt is a very heavy and dense energy. And so when that stuff comes up for us, it's good to learn how to work with that, how to see it, how to be present with it, how to let go, release, and move beyond that sense. Because releasing guilt is part of recognizing ourselves as equals in the world, that the people outside of us and ourselves, we have equal value. And so an equal amount of attention and time and energy is allowed to move and flow between both and going both directions, So again, giving freely, giving in a balanced way, big aspect of a balanced heart center. Being able to receive freely, being able to receive in a loving way, directing that energy and attention towards ourselves when we need to, that's also important. All right, so continue to work with this center. Let me know how your journey with this giving and receiving goes. And man, these flies are everywhere. I wonder if I stink. Is that what's going on? They're like, that was a stinky heart energy. I don't know what's happening. I'm in nature. Just part of the way it is. Anyhow, I'm gonna stop paying attention to these flies and just close this video out. Thank you so much for being here. Let me know how the prompts are going. And when you feel like you've really worked with this center, you feel comfortable in it, click into the next session, and we're gonna go into the throat chakra. We're gonna be talking about communication. So we're gonna take our first foray into the upper chakras and the chakras of spirit and inspiration. So I look forward to seeing you there, and good luck on your journey with the Heart Center. Much love.